Hi, this is the Black Mormon Reader, and I will be reading verses from the 56th chapter of Alma. And now it came to pass in the commencement of the 30th year of the reign of the judges, on the second day in the first month, Moroni received an epistle from Helaman, stating the affairs of the people in that quarter of the land. And these are the words which he wrote, saying, My dearly beloved brother Moroni, as well as in the Lord, as in the tribulations of our warfare, behold, my beloved brother, I have somewhat to tell you concerning our warfare in this part of the land. Behold, 2,000 of the sons of those men whom Ammon brought down out of the land of Nephi. Now ye have known that these were descendants of the man who was the eldest son of your father Lehi. Now I need not rehearse unto you concerning their traditions or their unbelief, for thou knowest concerning all these things. Therefore it suffices me that I tell you that 2,000 of these young men have taken their weapons of war, and would that I should be their leader, and we have come forth to defend our country. And now ye also know concerning the covenant which their fathers made, and they would not take up their weapons of war against their brethren to shed blood. But in the 26th year, when they saw our afflictions and our tribulations for them, they were about to break the covenant which they had made, and take up their weapons in our defense. But I would not suffer that they should break this covenant which they had made, supposing that God would strengthen us, insomuch that we should not suffer more because of the fulfilling of the oath which they had taken. But behold, here's one thing in which we have great joy. For behold, in the 26th year, I, Helaman, did march at the head of these 2,000 young men to the city of Judea, to assist Antipas, whom ye have appointed a leader over the people in that part of the land. And I did join my 2,000 sons, for they are worthy to be called sons, to the army of Antipas, in which grant Antipas did rejoice exceedingly, for behold, his army had been reduced by the Lamanites because their forces had slain a vast number of our men, for which cause we have to mourn. Nevertheless, we may console ourselves in this point, that they have died in the cause of their country and of their God, yea, and they are happy. And the Lamanites have also retained many prisoners, all of whom are chief captains, for none other have they spared alive. And we suppose that they are now at this time in the land of Nephi. It is so if they are not slain. And now these are the cities which the Lamanites have obtained possession of by the shedding of the blood of so many violent men: the land of Manti, and the city of Manti, and the city of Zeram, and the city of Cumian, and the city of Antipara. And these are the cities which they possessed when I arrived at the city of Judea, and I found Antipas and his men toiling with their might to fortify the city. Yea, they were depressed in body as well as spirit, for they have fought valiantly by day, and toiled by night to maintain their cities, and thus they suffered great afflictions of every kind. And now they were determined to conquer in this place or die. Therefore ye may well suppose that this little force which I brought with me, yea, these sons of mine, gave them great joy and much hope. And now it came to pass that when the Lamanites saw Antipas had received a great of strength to his army, they were compelled by orders of Alma to not come against the city of Judea or against us to battle. And thus were we favored of the Lord, for they had come upon us in our weakness. For had they come upon our weakness, they might have perhaps destroyed our little army. But thus we were preserved. They were commanded by Alma to maintain those cities which they had taken. Thus ended the 26th year, and in the commencement of the 27th year, we had prepared our cities and ourselves for defense. Now we were desirous that the Lamanites should come upon us, for we were not desirous to make an attack upon them in their stronghold. And it came to pass that we kept spies out around about to watch the movements of the Lamanites, that we might not pass us by night nor by day to make an attack upon our other cities which were on the northward. For we knew in those cities they were not sufficiently strong to meet them. Therefore we were desirous, if they should pass us by, to fall upon them in their rear, and thus bring them up in the rear at the same time they were met in the front. We supposed that we could overpower them, but behold, we were disappointed in this our desire. They durst not pass us by their whole army, neither durst they with a part, lest they should not be sufficiently strong, and they should fall. Neither durst they march down against the city of Zarahemla, neither durst they cross the head of Sidon over into the city of Nephiah. And thus with their forces they were determined to maintain those cities for which they had taken. And now it came to pass in the second month of this year, there was brought into us many provisions from the fathers of those of my 2,000 sons. And also there were sent 2,000 men unto us from the land of Zarahemla. And thus we were prepared with 10,000 men and provisions for them, and also for their wives and their children. And the Lamanites, thus seeing our forces increase daily, and provisions arrived for our support, they began to be fearful, and began to sally forth. It was if it were possible to put an end to our receiving the provisions and strength. Now when we saw that the Lamanites began to grow uneasy on this wise, we were desirous to strengthen, to bring a stratagem into effect upon them. Therefore Antipas ordered that I march forth with my little sons to the neighboring city, as if we were carrying provisions to a neighboring city. And we were to march near the city of Antipara, as if we were going to the city beyond in the borders by the seashore. And it came to pass that we did march forth, as if with our provisions we were going to that city. And it came to pass that Antipas did march forth with a part of his army, leaving the remainder to remain in the city. But he did not march forth until I had gone forth with my little army, and we came near the city of Antipas. And now in the city of Antipara were stationed the strongest army of the Lamanites, yea, the most numerous. And it came to pass that when they had been informed by their spies, they came forth with their armies to march against us. And on this note, until next time, this is the Black Mormon Reader.